gotta leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Bundy, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been goated when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the
Started off with a
blockchain.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like LeBron James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Refuse not falling for the FOMO. Listening to coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum NFTs. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I got a shout out
Started
to
off with a
Body.
bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, he'll set it up.
Freaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in suits. Yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, miny, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. Had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. So I had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the ride with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
GM, welcome to Coffee with Captain. Happy Wednesday, everyone. YouTube is popping off this morning. If you're not already over there, you're going to go ahead, hit that like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. It's the alpha chat, and audio issues don't exist over there. Video issues don't exist. We got trying to figure out what Red Rave Reviews is talking about with 97% poker stars, baby. Are you joining our Coffee with Captain intro song Choppy for Joey? God damn it, Joey. I think we just figured out the audio issues. I do need someone to come up and do a mic check because I think the echo hopefully is gone. I don't know this for sure, but we should have it resolved today after a little bit of troubleshooting yesterday. We don't need to be doing millennial math, but yes, anyone born in 83 or after can now enlist in the Army. Shout out General out there in the bearish deal of the day. It's Be Epic is the Red Rad Reviews on another account. Doxing the alt today is Be Epic, and we got Be Epic doxing alt accounts. We got sparring and speed bags and broken jaws and something about 140 balls. Not sure what balls we're talking about, but we're talking about balls this morning. Golf balls, I believe. And yeah, a lot of fun stuff to get into. We do have a special guest joining us, a couple guests actually joining us later today. Shout out Waldo, Dobbins, Robert Dobbins. All these YouTube handles are getting me the alt names, the alt handles. But GM to all of our GMers. I know Teacher Katie's GMing sure is over there in the abstract chat without fail. Missing Mel in the chat. Sending my best to Mel and the fam. And we had a little cook. I hope you all were paying attention this week. We gave you all a free $200 or $187 for everyone who tuned in and went and picked up their Pixel Pup. I've talked about it here. We had Simple Farmer talking about it on Mint Day, and we'll get into it when we do the market update. But 0.08 ETH, ripper. We got a ripper. Say I sound a little loud right now. I can talk loud if you'd like. I'm kid. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious why. Did anyone else? Was it just Joey, or did anyone else? Was the intro song choppy for anyone else? If you could let me know in the chat, or I would like someone to jump up on stage. YouTube cannot tip. Thank you very much, Katie. Appreciate the Pingu tip over there. YouTube can't tip yet. Once we get to 500 subs, I believe then we can turn tipping on. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure once we hit 500, tipping goes live. We will see if we get the echo here in a second. I think it's resolved, but we will find out. Hizzy GM, do you hear an echo when you speak?
I'm not sure. Do we?
I mean, only the speaker can hear it. So are you hearing an echo? If not, we're good.
It doesn't sound like it on my end.
Was the intro song choppy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, X Roadcaster, I don't know what, StreamYard maybe, keeping us on our toes. We fixed one issue only to get another. So Payne, I have no idea, but I'd rather have getting thumbs down from Shallowan. Shallowan, what is the thumbs down for?
They're hearing me echo.
They're hearing you echo.
Yeah, now I hear it. Now that I hear it. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I haven't spoke, but yeah, now it sounds funny. And now that I start talking.
Yeah, it's on voice isolation. Line in, no idea. Oh well. Doesn't sound clear, and there's an echo for the guest. Okay, great. Well, not solved then. Payne, I don't know what we did not fix, but it's not fixed.
I am not the guest, Joey. I'm Hizzy.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great. Sounds actually worse on my end. Let me check one more thing. I'll change it to standard. Okay, now check. Now say something.
Something.
It sounds a little better, I think. No, I got the echo now.
Nah, I still have it.
I saw Shallowin's flashing hundreds now. So is that sounding better now? Like it sounded different, but I sense the echo more now that I made the change.
I'm on mobile, talking on my phone, same way I was for Justin's space. So yeah, it's definitely different.
Is it echoing on your end?
Correct.
No idea. May just be it. May just retire because I can't figure out Space's audio anymore. Yeah, Mobile X is the only place people are finding issues. I guess here's the plug. If it is echoing, General says intro was choppy and mic sounds off. All we could hear good was the words the guy was singing. The music part wasn't playing. Swift also hears the echo. Sounds like you're too close to the mic, more so than being loud. Nope, same distance to the mic as always. You go back and double check. Yep, we're correct input. Echo cancellation is on. I'm gonna off echo cancellation and see if that does anything. Wouldn't that be something? If the echo cancellation is causing cancellation. Okay, let's try one more time, Hizzy, and then we're out of our troubleshooting. We're gonna spin the cool. This is our cool to open this morning is troubleshooting audio on Coffee with Captain. Thanks for joining us. I promise we did do testing yesterday, and it all worked. In a test environment, and then in the real environment. Now someone's saying there's an X update. There freaking is an X update. What if that's it now? YouTube sounds crystal clear.
Testes.
I
1, 2, 3.
did you hear an echo?
I do not right now. It sounds better. Did you undo the Ed did the echo and now it's not echoing?
Yeah, echo cancellation is turned off, and now we're getting no echo. So maybe we fixed it. Echo cancellation causes echo is what we learned today.
I got 1 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down. Let's see some audience reactions. Am I echoing for y'all?
I think people are just trolling us now. There is an X update, so let's do that real quick. If you haven't updated your X, go do that. I'm going to let me think how I do this. No, it's gone. So echo's gone. Echo's gone. Echo is gone. Gone. Echo is gone. I'm debating whether. I mean, it's gone, so I'm debating not doing the X update and just rolling with the old version, although my other phone with the Coffee with Captain account is on the new X version. Shalon, can you speak and see if you get an echo?
So Hizzy is back. Whatever you did fixed it. And I don't hear myself echoing right now, so we're good. I just want to give you guys confirmation. To be fair, when you ask questions, it is delayed from the audience.
Yes.
So the thumbs up or thumbs down depends on the question that you're not hearing at the same time.
Yeah, the thumbs up or thumbs down is answering what I asked 10 to 15 seconds ago.
But no echo so far, my friend.
Cool. Well, hey, the StreamYard button, the setting in StreamYard in audio, echo cancellation, has been checked. We unchecked echo cancellation. So now we're not canceling the echo, which is cancel the echo. I don't even know what to say, but that's where we're at. We unchecked echo cancellation and have effectively canceled the echo. I am running 2 different. We're just gonna see what all we can break today. I'm not even going to. I was gonna hot swap my phones for a second and update my X. We are in the upside down world. Stranger Things was just preparing us for 2026. It makes it's opposites. There used to be a childhood game. What am I? I'm
Bizarro world.
Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking, but I don't know. But we're gonna roll through with it. Appreciate everyone bearing with us for the troubleshooting period there. Thank you, Hizzy. Thank you, Shalon. Seems like today's is backwards days. Check. I'm live on Twitter. It sounds perfect here. Sell the dipshit. Sell the dipshit is maybe my second favorite name behind an idiot right now on X. Sell the dipshit. Well done on the handle. Also, I see rocking at Delmundo's, who has their open edition mint going today. I do not expect this one to be a cook like Pixel Pups was, but yeah, Payne. I agree, Payne. This makes no sense because we've never not had echo cancellation unchecked. It's like they're making changes to spaces behind the scenes, but not really doing anything. Just like effing with toggles just to throw us all off. Yeah, it works. So we're just gonna deal with it. It works. So great. It works until it doesn't work. So we're back. We're live. We figured it out, kind of, but not really. Although entirely unrelated, but I got 30 seconds left of cold open. Peter Jackson announces new Lord of the Rings movie, focusing on chapters 3 through 8 of Fellowship of the Rings. He should have learned from Game of Thrones that you just don't do the 8th season, but we'll see. New Lord of the Rings movie does nothing for me, but I'll take it in once they put it on Spotify. Let's do this. Let's just jump right into a quick market update. I've got a few different directions to go, and then we got a guest joining us. Let's just knock out our market update, and that'll lead us into a little bit of Pixel Pups talk, the update on that, why it's pumping. Thank you, Hans, for the big Pingu tip over there. Abstract sounds good as always. Abstract and YouTube, you don't have any audio issues there. It's just X, but we seem to figure it out. I will stop disrespecting Lord of the Rings, although it's fine. I don't get it to be talked about in the same sentences like Game of Thrones or others. It's fine. It's a fine show. I think there's this new Harry Potter series as well. Is apparently like extremely high budget, like $100 million per episode. Did I see that? Is that even possible? I need more movies. More movies or shows. Scarpetta started watching recently. It's okay. Nicole Kidman still has it. But Lord of the Rings is not better than Game of Thrones. It's a hard disagree there. We can agree to disagree, or we can disagree without being disagreeable. But I'm going to hard disagree on Lord of the Rings better than Game of Thrones. Not even close. Not even remotely close. That is like saying I don't even know what, but that's out there. But yeah, let's do this. We've got market update. We've got our friends from Unvault going to be joining us for a brief segment to get an update there and talk about one of their builders who's got holders that have pocketed thousands of dollars in royalties from the Divot program. We've got Benny from Del Mundo's joining us to talk a little bit about their open edition and what they're doing. And we got this tokenization hearing today from Congress. We had Tolkien is not greater than George R. R. Martin. Jeez, man, Dort, you're for someone who's pretty sharp and has good takes. These are some of your worst. Tolkien needs tokenized. Tolkien and the tokenization hearing. Tolkien is speaking at the tokenization hearing today. I heard, not really, but by the way, if you're curious where the other chat is, that's not in YouTube, that's not in Abstract, it is the War Room. Maybe front running an announcement that Payne has planned, but we're making some fun changes. Well, I say Payne is making some fun changes to our Discord. Don't worry, you DGen holders, you're still going to have the War Room's not going anywhere. It'll continue to be private, but we're going to open that up a little bit. We're going to have a place to continue the conversation after the show, not in the War Room per se. That specific chat will continue to be gated for DGen pass holders, but going to bring some more life into there and a little more show centric. The rest of the Discord. But anyways, more on that soon. Let's do this. Let's knock out our daily market update. This is brought to you by. Yeah, just to announce. Yeah, I said don't do announcements. That's an announcement of the announcement, folks. We're bringing it back. We are full on 2021, 22 arc announcement of the announcement of maybe an announcement. Someday we're going to drop a token in there. A kid. We're not dropping a token, but we are going to talk about tokens here in our daily market update, which is brought to you by Awaken Tax. Head to awaken.tax. Use code coffee50 for $50 off. If you're a returning user, use code return coffee50 and get $50 off your tax subscription. Also, if you're looking for help with that 1099 DA form that you got from Coinbase or Kraken, you can get free support. You don't even need the sub over there. You can get free support with that 1099 DA on Awaken. Again, awaken.tax, code coffee50 or return coffee50 for $50 off. This is our daily market update brought to you by Awaken Tax.
It's market update time. Let's set the play. Powered by Awaken, the smart tax way. From crypto flips to DeFi stacks. They keep it clean. Got your back. Grab your coffee. Let's break it down. Daily update. Right now.
This is our daily market update brought to you by Awaken Tax. I am curious, how was that audio? Since the intro song was choppy, now that I uncheck the echo cancellation to cancel the echo, did the intro song, did you hear the full audio there? Did you hear the music? Did you hear the words? How was that audio compared to the intro song, which apparently many of you was cutting out on? Let me know in the chat if you heard the Awaken Tax jingle there. And we're going fine on abstract. Good to hear. Let me know on X audio. That seems to be where we get things buggy when things are buggy. But we're going to jump right over to token talking at the tokenization hearing today, talking about our favorite tokens, in particular, Bitcoin showing basically flat on the day, but it had a nice run up. The 24-hour clock sometimes can be a little deceiving, but on the 24-hour clock, it is up 0.4, 71,309. ETH up 0.35 to 2172. BNB up 1%. XRP flat. Solana up 1% to 92. Doge up 2.79%. And our favorite token that they're going to be talking about, or Tolkien is going to be talking about tokenizing at the tokenization hearing today, Hyperliquid, over $40 again, $40.88, up 5.93% on the day. Everything is getting tokenized, and everything is getting tokenized on Hyperliquid. Cardano even up 3.77% on the day. I wanted to see, where's Pingu? I'm gonna just search for it here. Pingu, I wanted to. They just launched that. Pump Fun is up 5% on the day. Pingu there it is, up 6% on the day. I knew it was up a little bit based on my abstract wallet. But Pingu up 6% a day and just launched their Cast. Is that the brand behind the Pingu card? The Cast card, the Cast company. Fear and Greed up, around that 36 point again. And they're saying bottom is in. We will see, but they're saying bottom is in. It's while we're on market update, we're going to go to NFTs here in a second. The tokenizations, talking about Tolkien and tokenizing in the tokenization hearing, the tokens that got hurt most were the stables. Weird that a stablecoin would be down 20% on the day, not the coin itself, but Circle fell 20% yesterday. It's the biggest drop in a single session. It's worst day on record since the IPO last June. 4.6 billion in market value just gone. Collateral damage would be Coinbase, who has a revenue share with USDC. They dropped their stock dropped 10%. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the banks have won this round, at least compared to when they're facing off against Circle and USDC and Coinbase. Clarity Act revised Senate draft was leaked yesterday. Key provisions: stablecoin issuers cannot offer yield directly or indirectly on anything economically or functionally equivalent to bank interest. I also saw this was a big blow to even Uniswap, that basically front ends are going to be hurt by this as well. Potentially having to KYC, potentially just a mess. Not exactly what I wanted to see. It's not over yet, but the revised draft not looking great for stablecoin issuers. I don't know, man. I don't know what to think. You get Trump posting on True Social on Monday, talking about attacking the banks. 2 days later, this draft leaks that basically is banning stablecoin yield, which is precisely what the banks wanted. Either the right hand didn't talk to the left, or this is just a negotiating move, the Taco Trump Tuesday or whatever. Either way, Circle, worst day of its life. And I don't know. It's wild to me that we're this far. We've made so much headway, and it does feel like it's going to come down to like, what would Trump do? I'm surprised we don't have WWTD bracelets in the wild. Just like I'm surprised we don't have a Trump risk board. Anyways, enough political jokes. I'm gonna head over to OpenSea to check out some NFTs, and then we'll get Jesus in on the conversation here. Finishing our daily market update, some NFT land. We mentioned Pixel Pups, the big winner on the day, up a holy moly. Haven't seen a plus 305% for a while. This is a free mint, so it's actually up infinity. But even since earlier, dropped the link talking about it in the war room. They were 0.079, already up another 0.05 ETH, up to 0.085 for this free collection. Supply of 1123. Congrats to Simple Farmer and team over there. Degens, another, I think this is also another free mint, up to 0.1185. So while we may not have runners of the day running up to 100 million in the meme coin trenches, we may not have mints minting out for 2.5 ETH. I mean, the free mints have been cooking lately. And not only are the free mints cooking, we see the free mints cook, then we see the royalties mount. Like, it's not dead. There's still something there. Pippin, by the way, the crime coin of the last couple months, is down 10% on the day to 74 million. I think that's the lowest it's been in a while. But back to NFTs, punks are up 3.4% to 29.44. Might cross over that 30 ETH mark today. 50K-ish is usually around the floor, and they've been up since they got close. And they maybe went down to like 54, 55, bounced pretty hard, and back up now to, again, almost 30 ETH. Pudgies, flat on the day, 4.14. Degens, as I just mentioned, the newer mint that's at 0.12. Does anyone know, is that a free mint or close to free? I just saw this as a Botto mint that's an open edition. I might check this out later. If you're not familiar, Botto was one of the very first AI art engines, and actually pretty cool if you look back now how early they were. I mean, well before ChatGPT. I want to say they launched 20, if not 21, it was 22. And basically they launched let's go to their website. They launched a platform, an AI generated platform, and they dropped some tokens. I think all tokens were airdropped to other NFT holders. For example, I don't know. I want to say I got like $3 to $5 grand for holding an ape. Might have been $5 grand for 2 apes, so like 2,500. Something I don't know the exact amount's not overly relevant, but it was one of the first like third party airdrops to where it was just for holding NFTs. You got a nice airdrop, and then basically you could stake your Botto token, and then you voted on which AI art would make it to auction. And after, I don't know, a week or so, whichever one got the most votes from basically the DAO, the governance, that piece of art went to auction. And some of the early ones went for huge sums of money. I am looking for more details on this. I wonder if it has anything to do with Art Basel Hong Kong, because I saw something else. But anyways, decentralized autonomous artist. They've kind of reinvented themselves with this open edition. I don't know what the actual latest is with Botto, but pretty cool concept early on. Some of the first ones did big numbers. You can see they're still doing the votes. Start curating, earn rewards in Botto through active rewards. 40% of auction revenue distributed weekly in Botto. instant rewards earned while curating. So clearly some very active participants and more to it. But back to this mirror stages, it's a 0.012, so $26, and only 64 of a minute so far. It went live 12 a.m. Eastern, so that went live at midnight and goes 5 more days. I'm going to bookmark this. We're going to come back and see what, because if it ends up staying, I'm sure more will mint, but if it ends up staying low, okay, it is perfect. Good. Look at that. Look at my brain working this morning. I haven't even had I actually have a full cup of coffee. I haven't had my 3rd cup of coffee yet. Art Basel Hong Kong Mirror Stages functions as a temporary branch of Bado's practice that adapts its trinity of autonomous creation, decentralized feedback, and market incentives to the physical space of Art Basel. Each of the 20 sessions throughout the fair begins from the seed image, which is continually transformed in real time by multiple internal agents within Bado's architecture. These transformations are shaped by Bado's memory of its practice, as well as its presence of the crowd at the fair. Every 2 hours, the work completes and is permanently fixed. Man, I am loving. It's not just because I might have previously dated the lead at Art Basel, but she's doing an incredible job. And maybe I am in her subconscious to promote more Web3 stuff. But the 010 exhibit at Art Basel was awesome. Art Basel Miami was awesome. We had a breakout moment for digital art. Beeple had his mints, doing it in a unique way, combining AI and the robot dogs and pooping out images that were incorporating the crowd. And now Bado doing something different but similar. I also want to talk about Deeple, the DK. The DK, I don't know what you call it, animation. He's live in Hong Kong as well. But let me do this. We'll finish off the daily market update. We'll come back to maybe talk some Bado. We'll talk some Deeple. We'll get Jesus' thoughts in here. Other market update wide though. Apes are down 1% to 5.25. Hyper's up 1% to 408. Hype, with Hype up big on the day. We got Pixel Pups we talked about, 0.08, the big winner, the big new mint winner. Mutants down 1% to 0.76. VFriends flat. Doodles up 2% to 0.49. Azuki down 2% to 0.68. Moonbirds down 1% to 0.92. Normies up again, another 5% to 0.05. Kid Called Beast, haven't seen that one popping on the trending charts for a while, up 6% to 0.13. And we must have a Sam Spratt Skulls of Lucy or Mask of Lucy sale. Creeps up a couple percent. Good Vibes Club up to 0.72. The ones you're not going to see here, Quirky's still holding 1.15. OCH, big pump on the Abstract XP. Bearish were slighted. I have to imagine they'll be included next week. Milady's down 2%. And G's on Ape up 15% over there on Ape Chain. The one not featured here is Mad Lads over on Sol. Pretty, I don't know how to describe the community's not happy. Basically, that what was a $40,000 NFT and rode with the founder. They're feeling like just basically they were used to fund the founders. I guess it was originally maybe 3 founders. Now there's 1 left. And yeah, just I'm not deep in that ecosystem. If anyone has any thoughts on Mad Lads, by all means, feel free to come up and share. But the TGE did not go well. Imagine that. Here I do have shared another Hong Kong. This is by Des Lucre. Probably pronounced his name wrong, but a Art Basel edition. Love 2 things. Love Art Basel leading into the 010 and digital art and combining the physical and digital world. I love OpenSea and their biz dev team continuing to work with these creators. And before I did invoke Jesus, so I will get to Jesus, and then we'll get Benny in here to talk a little bit about what they have going on, talking about all these mints. But I wanted to share real quickly, Deeple for DK's new work titled Deeple the People. South Korean artist DK Motion turns his eyes on Hong Kong, rendering Asians metropolis. Why can't I say the word? Jesus, help me out. Asians metropolis. Why does that sound weird to me? You ever just say a word? You
Metropolis?
know? Metropolis. Jesus Christ.
Welcome back, yeah.
Characterized by nostalgic video game aesthetics and joyful tenderness, the 25-second. It's hard to speak constantly for 2 hours every day. Sometimes simple words just aren't simple. My brain. I need more peptides. We got Clemente out here calling the peptide top, Joey, just as I'm getting ready to enter my peptide arc. Maybe these things are related. Maybe the top isn't on peptides. Anyways, back to this Deeple the People. He renders Hong Kong as both a specific place and a universal locale on the world's cultural stage. Commissioned by Art Basel Hong Kong and Hong Kong Tourism Board, Deeple the People will be projected onto the Hong Kong Club Building from March 24th through March 25th, every evening from 7 to 11. DK's artwork is also on view at his solo booth at AOTM Gallery at Art Basel Hong Kong as part of the 010 Digital Art. Did that audio come through?
Yeah, I heard it.
Hey.
I was surprised. But yeah.
Me too. You and me both, brother.
We had no echo today, which was
Did you catch how we eliminated the echo?
No, but now your microphone just seems a little staticky though. But...
Jesus Christ. I give up. Well, apparently the echo was twofold. One, well, now, Payne, I wonder if I should switch back to isolation because apparently there's a box in StreamYard that has echo cancellation. I had to uncheck the echo cancellation box to cancel the echo. Now I'm wondering if I should switch back to isolation mode since that I think was the major issue. But I saw Benny is up here. We also have Imlo. We also have NFT Drew. Before we go to Del Mundo's and Benny, I want to get well, first of all, Jesus, any other thoughts on market update or anything I hit on? I do want to get Imlo in here because I have a feeling he's got some big brain art takes, maybe Art Basel, maybe 010 related. And then I see Drew come up and I start sweating. Did I forget to do some Chrome browser extension update or what breach just happened? We got breaking news.
I literally just swapped a token yesterday that I was like suspect on, and now Drew's on stage, and I'm like, fuck. So, but it was all good.
Anything else on the market update?
No, man. I mean, it shows that there's still opportunities that are there, especially with NFTs. You have to be locked in and follow the communities and the people that are tweeting about these things. You know what I mean? So, like, you have to keep your ear to the ground. I mean, Degens ran all the way up to, they minted and ran all the way up to 0.2 ETH, which is wild. There's only 777 of these. So, you can, you got to follow I seen tweets about the other one, the Pixel Pups yesterday at 0.01. And I was like, not touching that. And then I, faded at 8x. Whoa, we got a big echo.
Okay, so you got an echo as soon as I turned on voice isolation.
Massive.
Okay, yeah. So there we go, Payne. That is part of it. We're going to leave it on standard, not automatic or voice isolation. Is it gone now?
Yeah, it's gone. Well, not yet. Oh my God, it's bad.
Fucking broke it again. Unbelievable.
Bad.
Because now it's just exactly back to where it was. I didn't.
It's fucking so loud. Captain. Oh, nope, it's gone.
Stop troubleshooting.
Damn.
Stop troubleshooting the troubleshooting.
It's gone now, Cap.
Imlo, GM, any thoughts? Why did I play with it? I don't know. That's what she said. Imlo, any thoughts on Hong Kong, Art Basel, on Deeple, the People, or any of these other mints tied to Botto? Anything I hit on there? GM, always a pleasure. Appreciate your big art brain.
GM. Yeah, you made a lot of great points. Another thing I'd add is Jack Butcher is doing something cool where he made these silver cast dice, and
Okay.
he's basically playing a game of dice, and all of the different iterations of the dice being rolled during Art Basel are going to be uploaded to this machine that records all of the um, kind of actions of those dice, and then at the end whoever wins that one of one is going to get all of that data as well. And then he also is having these NFTs minting for like 88 bucks or something, and if you burn I think like 6 of them or something you get an NFT, and also you get these resin cast dice,
Hmm.
and he's selling the silver cast dice for like 9 grand. So I don't know, maybe a buy to buy the resin ones because
And
they're
and
much
and
cheaper.
you can get those online, or you have to be there in person.
So I actually think you can probably get both online as well. And the resin cast one we can definitely get online, but you'd have to buy 6 different ones because you need all of the different combinations that are on a set of dice. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 88 bucks. So it'll cost you around 600 bucks to get that full set and get the resin cast dice. And then I don't know if you mentioned it, but Sujin has a really cool thing at Art Basel right now, Sujin Chen, and it's basically like live robotics and calligraphy,
Hmm.
where they're basically having these robots paint on a canvas, and that's part of the experience. And then they're also selling those canvases. And Kim Assendorf also has this thing called pixel pods, which are basically a continuation of his pixel decks, which have like a floor of like 10 plus ETH. And the pixel pods, I think it's a collection of 300 pieces. I think only like 2 have sold on secondary, and they all have a WETH offer of like 4 or 5 ETH, even though they minted for like 1 ETH. So people whoever wanted to flip it could have made a 5x on it, but really nobody's selling it. So I think that's really interesting as well.
Very cool. I love all the. I love just the bridging of the digital and physical. More of that, whether it's dice or a dog pooping pictures out, or it just like this combining the two worlds. I think is not only like, I know it's not going to bring a flood of new active participants, but I think it's a start. And I think as much as we'd love to see more active participants and quote unquote buyers, I think unlocking a new canvas for artists is very powerful. And as we see more experimentation like this on chain, especially when it's around art conferences and art events, art exhibitions like Art Basel, I think it's likely that it leads to other artists seeing some stuff and deciding, at least getting on-chain curious, at least getting, okay, this is pretty neat what they're doing here. How can I participate? Thoughts on that, Imlo?
That's definitely a part of it. I'd say also like there's breaking down of the barriers between what's quote unquote like blockchain or crypto art versus just traditional art and something in between. And right now these artists are all showing that it's just art, or you can put it in the category of digital art, but it's still like overall like art. And these traditional collectors that were collecting digital art for 10 plus years, who haven't been collecting art on chain, are now starting to look at art on chain as a real way to collect art. And in terms of like collecting digital art, it makes much more sense to collect something on the blockchain than to collect a flash drive that has something on it. Like if I give you a flash drive with an MP4 on it, that could corrupt in 5 years from now. If it's on chain and you are up to date with your IPFS, etc., that'll last forever.
Yep. Well said. I agree. I see we have the Unvault account join us on stage. Got Aaron back in the green room. We're going to keep him on ice for a bit. We're going to get through these hands. Drew, what breach do we need to be aware of? What security breaking news do we have this morning?
Cap, real quick, your mic's just a little bit muffled maybe is the right word. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with it.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him. It's kind of staticky, like muffle, right, Bobby?
Yeah. It sounds like maybe he's like, I don't know. I'm standing on a snare drum.
Yeah.
I think it's just X. Can I get a confirmation? I still sound okay on. As long as I sound okay on video, Payne can work his magic with the replay. We may just have to power through it because I'm afraid if I keep troubleshooting, I'm just going to break something further.
We can hear you, so it's not like you're breaking up or whatever.
And
so.
is it okay? Any audio issues at all? Or are we good on YouTube? And yeah, I've been great on video. So YouTube and Abstract works fine. My apologies. No idea what's going on today, but we are living in the upside down world where echo cancellation actually creates echo. Don't do anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna move. I honestly, like, I'm gonna date myself here, but we used to be, this is how we used to watch TV. You used to have to, like, you had a hanger you put in the back. You had to stand on one foot, hold the other hand on the arm. It's also how we used to get our cell phone signals. I kid. Drew, GM, appreciate you joining us. I hope it's nothing too tragic. And maybe you just wanted to join the conversation, but it is, it's not PTSD isn't the right word. It is like, what is breaking this morning? Drew, please bring us up to speed. If especially if it is a PSA, we need to get out there.
I love that. That's the mantra that has been instilled in everyone when I come on stage.
It's how you build a personal brand, people.
I guess I'll say one security thing since I always have to. Your iPhone and Chrome, you should update immediately. If it isn't already, there actually is some risk to some security concerns. If you Android too, if you haven't updated to the latest.
And that's Chrome on mobile. Is that right? Or
Chrome on desktop.
What were you saying on iPhone? Just update make sure you're on the most recent iOS?
Yeah,
Okay.
iOS. For iPhone, latest software for whatever Android you're on. There's like 27 of them. And then, yeah, latest Chrome. And then all the Chromium browsers. So that would include Firefox and everything else that's based on that too. Super important. It's actually some pretty bad stuff.
It was a ledger related, is that right?
No, not necessarily ledger related. It was more so just some like really stupid exploits that, I mean, a lot of the things where, you see some post by some person who knows nothing about security, read like a Hacker News article and then run it through ChatGPT and say, make it a tweet and post it, who has no idea what they're talking about. Like, these people would have to jump through hoops to actually compromise something. But it is a risk, and not saying that it is impossible. So always just to be on the safe side. You don't want to be that one person. There's always that one person.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But I was gonna say, if everyone had, DK is probably one of my favorite. What do you say, animators?
Yeah.
Like art animators in the space, and they wrote an article not too long ago, where for the longest time they always made animations that were like happy, and uplifting. And lately, if you've noticed animations, it's more about like, I'm not okay, or it's been a little bit of like kind of this, bright side, dark side. And it is like a phenomenal article that is on their X page that I highly recommend everyone go and read. Whether you like the animation or not, I just think in a time in the world where there's so much negativity, like it's refreshing to see someone step out of their comfort zone.
Drew, I think
And
you'd think it's interesting that one of the reasons for this shift is because he got hacked.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was meshing them a little bit here and there, which is super unfortunate. And again, I mean, it shows that literally can happen to anyone. You know, uh, I'm sure, especially as an artist, right? Like the livelihood that you literally can live based on people's appreciation for your art to the point to where they want to make a financial, you know, purchase of it, and that's how you live. And to have that ripped away from you from stupid hackers or scammers, right?
Well, what's
Regardless
crazy
of
is
how sophisticated or not it is, it's tough.
I think it was someone that he was working with, like someone that he just trusted and gave his seed
Yep.
phrase to. So I mean, that's the biggest problem. The like you can be as secure as you want, but if you share your seed phrase with someone, then it's not secure anymore.
Yeah, that's just what happened to what was the $70 million exploit, right? The private keys, the team, right? Not
Yeah.
necessarily like the contract was exploited, but it's things to where, hey, even if you get an audit, like you can't necessarily audit trust. That's just implicity at its finest. Now, obviously, there's decentralized mechanisms or protocols you can implement to where obviously we're all humans, and I don't really trust anyone, but there's trustless ways to implement trust. Nonetheless, I just found it to be very refreshing that uh, DK was making the stance to like, yeah, hey, like I'm publicly not okay. I'm sure others aren't. Like, there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with speaking up on it.
And what's cool also is that he got commissioned from the city of Hong Kong. And Cap was mentioning before, they're actually showing his piece every night from like 7 p.m. till 11 or 12.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous of the art Basel going on there. I feel like it's 10 times cooler than the art Basel here, so I might have to make a trip next time.
I don't know if it's 10 times cooler, but definitely Hong Kong hits different. If you've never been to Hong Kong, especially around a crypto event, I strongly encourage it. If you're ever looking for an excuse to go to Hong Kong, go during a crypto event. It really is. I think they're 5 years ahead of us, maybe more. But I also want to hit. I'm probably not going to make it at this point, but talked about doing the actual Art Basel event in Art Basel. I thought I stopped the music, but now I can't find where it's playing. So let me get that off, and there we go.
It's nice subtle waves.
Yeah, nice one of one, DK. Well done. We're gonna hold on. We'll circle back to the Pixel Pups and K9 and all that they're building there after we talk with our friends over at Unvault, because that'll be a nice segue, a nice handoff. But before we get to our friends at Unvault, I would like to quickly highlight the Del Mundos. We got Benny, the co-founder of Del Mundos here. Benny, GM, welcome to the stage. And we talked about this in passing yesterday, but you've got your auction that you kicked off. Tell us, what do the people need to know? Open edition, if they hold Del Mundo. And I know you've incorporated the nonprofit. Tell the people what we need to know. What are we missing as it relates to this fine piece of jewelry? GM, appreciate you joining us.
GM Captain, thank you for having me. And so glad you found that button. So, chat and what you said earlier, Emlo, just about that digital and physical bridge, and you, Captain, is really relevant to what we're doing. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you clear. I had to play some of your background music since we were talking background today. Okay. But yeah, I mean, on the topic of physical and digital, you guys are doing it. In this case with jewelry, I see the stats. Sterling silver, 4 grams, 22-inch recycled silver. Link. I'll pull up some other pictures. But yeah, tell us more about it and what inspired this. Where I know Climate and the nonprofit arm, but where did the jewelry piece come into play?
Wait, maybe I'll give you this sort of TLDR on just an overview of what we've done. So we've been building for 4 years, and we released the Del Mundos in January as a free 10K mint. But that was sort of one of 3 parts, and the other parts we were building were Climeta and then editions. And so the idea is really that the Del Mundos is a mission where it's designed to empower community and provide art, fun, and entertainment and amplify user power. And then Climeta, the mission is to become one of the world's largest sources of unrestricted conservation funding. And these 2 parts, they kind of needed an engine, if you like. And so we created Editions, which is a drop store that exists to provide rare items where revenue is driven through Climeta and into nature. So it's kind of this kind of 3-piece jigsaw that all supports itself. And then what's key as well, why 3 is also relevant, is because it's about connecting community with brands, with nature, conservation, and trying to create this triple win so that everybody gets some upside. And when we were building, we were looking at other collections out there, and they release amazing art. But to give an NFT collection longevity and to sort of drive value to holders, you need an engine underneath. And Pudgies have their IP and their partnerships, and Rect have their drinks brand. Chimpers have their Chimpverse, and everything kind of needs an engine. And our engine is built around partnering with brands and solving a problem for them. So the idea is that Climate is like a bridge between corporates and nature. They put the money in a treasury, and then the community members decide how that's split by smart contract vote. And then so what this does is kind of give community amplified power. So a community member, and maybe I was come in and click a few buttons, and that could be 10K going to the charity of their choice, rather than what they might normally be able to afford. So it's designed around that empowerment piece. Edition 1 is what we've just launched, which is on delmundos.xyz. It's going to close in 2 hours, but everybody's actively bidding right now. But what we did is something a little unorthodox. We had posted a little video of Ray Del Mundo, our sort of generation, our original OG Del Mundo, and he had a little silver 3 necklace around his neck, and we let everyone know that it was actually real silver, and everybody went nuts for it. And that kind of sparked an idea. So I climbed into the loft and got my wife's granny's old silver cutlery, and we decided to make 100 unique 100 of these threes by melting down these spoons. So I basically made these 3D wax threes that create the mold. I drove up to this amazing place in Leicester, where they melted the spoons down and then created these molds, made these threes. And what we've done is pair these 100 with NFTs. And the idea is that we basically give them to editions, and 90 go for auction. All of the proceeds go into Climeta, and then 10 get gifted to people whose bids were not within the range. So, losing bids, anyone that's bid, doesn't matter how much, they're in for a chance of winning one of the 10. And they can then, up to them, they can trade that NFT, or they can send us the NFT, we burn it, and we ship them the IRL necklace. So it's this really nice sort of, finding hidden value, using a bit of creativity, creating a bit of scarcity and opportunity, and then that capital can then do some good.
I love a couple things. First, my first thought is I have, and maybe I probably shouldn't melt them down, but I have a set of silverware, like real silver from my grandmother. It was something that was very near and dear to her. She saved up as like a young, might have been in her like 18, 19. She was very, I should know the full details. I can't ask her. She's no longer with me, no longer with us. Anyways, I have this set of silverware that she was very proud of. I don't know if she ever even used it, at least not, I don't ever remember seeing it. Maybe she used it, before I became even in the picture, but I too don't use this silverware. It just sits in a nice, old school silver box. And I'm thinking, like, I wonder, maybe not all of it, maybe I take some. How many, you said you got 100 of these necklaces out. Like, how much silverware does it take to make a decent sized piece of jewelry? Like, if I had a spoon, is that going to get me anything? Or would I need to melt down the entire set to get a few pieces of jewelry?
I was surprised, actually. So, I think we had 600, 700 grams of silverware. So it's about, I don't know, 10 spoons worth. And we made 100 necklaces out of that. So it's not as much as I thought. But yeah, it's an amazing process. And the way it all got made, we did a video of the making of, and it's fascinating how it all comes together. And it just really, for me, I was thinking, this is either sitting in an attic or it's doing some good in the real world. And while we're all here, we're kind of, we're losing species day by day. And it's like, do we need these spoons, or would we rather put this money to or this value to good? So that was the idea behind it.
Very cool. Well, I love it. I love the approach. As I said, I'm going to keep beating the physical to digital drum. Is it a blind auction? I see current bid range 0.003 ETH to 0.51 ETH. And then my assumption is it's the top 90 bidders will end up getting the jewelry. Is that right?
Correct. And then the out of anyone else that's bid that wasn't in that top 90, we have all of those addresses and we will randomly select 10, and then they will be dropped that NFT and they can do with that what they will, what they choose.
Very cool. Is the person who bids, let's say 0.51, is the top bidder, do they get anything different than the person who is the 90th highest bid or?
No, it's what your bid is, and we can see there's sort of more activity coming. I think there's a bit of auction gamesmanship happening.
Sure.
There's a couple of hours left. I think people seem to be hotting up now, but yeah, it's designed to generate as much revenue for Climeta as possible. So it's what you bid is what you pay.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And so getting a piece of jewelry and doing some good as well. You said like the users that are voting where those funds go. Is it holders of Del Mundos or the ones who vote on where the Climeta proceeds go or treasury goes towards?
Exactly. So it's completely voluntary for Del Mundo's holders, but what they can do when we have a vote live, they can come in. They essentially watch 4 or 5 videos of those charity pitches, and then they vote, and their share of their pro rata share of the treasury gets distributed to those charities, and then they get rewarded, and we're building in rewards for all of those community members as well. So it's designed for, if they participate, they get something out of it. That's the whole, apart from having done some good, that's the whole idea behind it.
Awesome, man. Well, congrats on the success. I love, the physical to digital. I love the philanthropic approach. I still think there's a massive opportunity in crypto to do more good, to do more philanthropic efforts. Early on, I thought it was going to be a big thing coming out of NFTs. Yuga, shortly after their mint, even before Mutants, they dropped the doggos, and then they took those royalties. This is all a little bit of setting up our next segment here. They took those royalties and gave them to no kill shelters and helped some real life doggos. And we just, and I know there are others that have done, there's Giving Block and other things that's specifically what they do. I just thought for an industry that's got a PR reputation problem, or a lot of people just don't view it for what it is, rather, oh, it's just criminals and scammers and grifters. I felt for a long time that more good could be done, and that would lead to more goodwill, more grassroots efforts. And I think it is not just from the community, like, not, again, not taking anything away from what Benny and team are doing there. I think it's awesome, but it's also like community driven. Like we talk about the network effects and people will rush out and go buy a Pudgy Penguin toy. We could also do the same on not just financial contributions, but also, rallying the troops, whether it be for Earth Day or something else. But I appreciate you taking the lead. Appreciate you joining and sharing with us today. And anything else you wanted to share before we move on to our next segment?
No, just that the one big opportunity we really see here is just that, when you look where all the money is and a lot of the energy, it's all with the big brands of the world. And by partnering with those brands and solving a problem for them, which is now legal requirement in the EU with the compulsory sustainability directives, that by solving a problem, you bring them on chain effectively and connect them with an audience, and that brings new energy on chain. And so you can have fun, bring the brands in. They can donate into editions if they've got, whether it's a sports brand or a fashion brand, they can donate real world experiences, real world assets, and that just brings good positive energy on chain. And what we really want to communicate is we're open to partner with other projects within the space if there are projects out there. Emlo, you were just mentioning Jack Butcher's Dice there at Basel in Hong Kong. Projects like that, we'd love to get on editions, and we'd also love to have other NFT collections participate in voting rounds. So the door is open. That's what I'd like to say.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, again, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you sharing. Best of luck with the remainder of this auction. And yeah, we'll have to be talking again soon as well, because I truly mean it. I think it would benefit more both legacy brands as well as people who are looking to get in. I want to do an NFT mint. What are you going to do with it? Oh, we're putting art on chain, and then what? And I think whereas many looked at Dumb Undos when it started, cool art. It's obviously much more than that. Like you said, you've been building for several years, and I loving following along and rooting for y'all. And I think existing legacy NFT brands as well as new ones not only should be working with brands like Unvault to protect the royalties, but collaborate with others, like whether it's Del Mundo's and Benny and bringing some jewelry to life, whether it's the nonprofit approach. I just checking a lot of boxes here, and I don't think it's a coincidence that we see the continued the volume, the love from the community. Almost every morning here we got someone in the show rocking a Del Mundo, and it is there's still some, while it may not be something that's going to rip up to 100 ETH, there's absolutely something here in terms of network effects, momentum, and let's rally the troops for good more than just number go up. So Benny, thanks again for sharing. I appreciate you joining us. And speaking of protected royalties, speaking of doing good, it's a lot easier to do good and give back if you're bringing in some added revenue. And we look at, I'm just going to go back and do our weekly royalty report here, looking at, actually, this is back looking at the past month. I know Poppy had to leave, but you'll notice number one in the last month was Quirkies. Oh no, Poppy is on stage. Sorry. So we got the number one and number four leaders in terms of royalties here. Poppy and the Quirkies brand, they moved to a royalty protected contract a while back, paid a dev and went through everything that entails there to do it from on your own. $58,000 in the last month. Pretty impressive. Mad Lads, while it's number two right now, I think they'll fall off sharply. A lot of this trading was flooring it and getting out after TGE, and not the happiest of communities, but nevertheless, they are still on the royalty chart. Normies, newer collection, royalty protected, 36K. Del Mundo's, we were just talking about, 33K in the last month. Again, new collection was near free mint. Good Vibes Club just hit their 1 year anniversary, and I think toppled over. So they did topple over 2 million. This is just the last year. Now that they're past a year, some of that early volume from mint has fallen off the 1 year report. But Good Vibes Club still over a 1K a day on average, and then Death and Taxes also over 30K in the last month. Rounding out the top 10, we got Art Blocks, Pudgy Penguins, Frog 69, and The Nibbles, another new collection. Looking at the last week here, Mad Lads, as I mentioned, they just had their TGE, and that drove a lot of activity. Quirkies, number two at 7,074. Normies, 5,500. Chubbs, 5K. Frog, 69, 5K. Tatsu, we were talking about that the other day on the show, 4.69. Art Blocks, Del Mundo's at 3.98. Good Vibes at 3.7, and then Wilder Land, the Island. Now that we've done our royalty report, let's do a proper intro here. I think we've got some guests joining us, but I know we at least have Aaron behind the stage, so we will get Aaron up here, and then we may or may not have a special guest joining us. But either way, we will get an update and talk a little more royalties and what you might be able to do to protect your royalties and or share said royalties with your holders, with your supporters. This is Inside the Vault.
Yo, inside the vault, put royalties back on chain. Enforcement went optional, we bringing it back again. Freeze it at the source, then you move it with ease. Claim it where you land, one live, no duplicate keys. No rappers, no doubles, identity stays intact. Clean ownership trail, royalties paid, that's a fact. No, one live, no duplicate keys.
This is Inside the Vault, brought to you by Unvault. We do have Aaron as well as John behind the stage here. I'm going to bring them up in a second. Let me get rid of the screen share here, and then we will do just that. Aaron, GM, welcome to the stage, sir. John, GM, welcome. Aaron, no Chewbacca today?
Well, there's a Chewbacca in my office every day.
We just don't have the pleasure of seeing him today?
No, not today. Today is a off-camera day for Aaron Haber.
You're entitled, sir. It is like 2 o'clock in the morning out there, so we won't hold that against you. We're gonna get into Unvault. For those who haven't heard, we're gonna get into STK, talk a little bit about highlighting a builder in your ecosystem, and then and what others might need to find out. I did get a chance to listen to the Unvault Spaces yesterday. You got another one coming up tomorrow. But I'm curious, anything to add there? If you saw that royalty chart we were just talking about, Del Mundos have been doing very well with royalties. Granted, on a newer mint, so they were they didn't have to worry about migrating; they were already on one. But Quirkies, I don't know if we want to ask Poppy, put him on the spot and ask him how much it costs. Probably not appropriate, but and actually, I think it actually took place prior to him.
You can ask me whatever you want, Cap. I'm cool.
So this is a little bit of a risk here because we've not chatted about this. So I really have no idea. I do not hear any echo from Aaron though.
I hear an echo myself.
I
was just going to deal with it. The show must go on.
Let me do this. I'm going to throw echo cancellation back on. We will check that. And
Test it.
Testing now. Test now.
Test. Hello. Yes, it seems like my echo is gone now.
Boy, that's going to be frustrating. So echo cancellation does cancel echo when we have a guest on StreamYard. When we have a guest on Spaces, echo cancellation causes an echo. So
ironic.
Yay. Sounds fun. Because of the echo cancellation, I'm not going to ask Poppy today, but we will set that up for a future date. Where I was going to go with that was not just the cost, but the having to find the dev and going through the process. I can turn my mic down a little bit. I'll just play with the controls here until we get it right. I've turned my mic down. We will, and John is not hearing any audio. Maybe check. Is the volume up?
Perhaps we all need to plug in our computers.
I was going to say unplug it, plug it back in, but I can't do that. I would rug y'all. We will we'll get through it. So that worked.
I'm here and I can talk.
You can hear me. I can hear you. I don't get an echo. We've effectively canceled echo. And man, John could hear Aaron, but not me. How is that even possible?
Have we stumbled onto the beta?
I don't know what we've done, man. It is extremely frustrating because I would say nothing has changed, but now we've changed some stuff trying to get things fixed. But
okay, we'll do it live. Look, if he can't hear you, then I will be a conduit.
That's what we're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to be the conduit, the intermediary, and yeah, we'll just pass questions along. We're like passing notes here today. John, I apologize. I don't know. why. Just quick mic check again. You're not getting any audio from me. Can you ask me that, Aaron?
Cap wants to know why you're so handsome, John.
Oh, that's the $1 million question there,
Aaron. No, he wants. So you still can't hear him.
I can't. I can when I'm on X, but on this, the link you shared, I can hear you, but I just see his mouth moving.
This is Cap. This is a good lead-in because we are just mere weeks away from going into our beta launch of the Unvault platform, and we are going to be giving people some interesting perks for coming on and finding the bugs in the new platform. So this is a perfect setup. Thank you very much, Cap. I appreciate you helping us with that.
My pleasure. Quick shout out to Dwayne and
we love Dwayne.
Jolly Elf for the big Dwayne big Pingu tip over there. 1,000 Pingu. Jolly Elf coming in with 69 Pingu. It was echoey. Now it sounds great. Aaron's better on abstract. Chris and Aaron sound good. So after you guys are done, after you launch Unvault, my request is, can you then shift your engineers over to X and StreamYard apparently, because I understand that X and StreamYard don't play well together, and that you might be able to hear me on here or not hear me on X. There might be an echo on X, not here. I am absolutely perplexed as to how John here on StreamYard can hear you, but not hear me.
Well, Cap, it's just a thing. We'll do a post-mortem. Cap, you know that I opened the world's first online comedy club out of a studio in Los Angeles. And so I am not a virgin to live entertainment tech fuck-ups. Things just happen sometimes, and then you figure it out, and you go, But Cap, we're here. We're here for you. I will put the questions through to John Dark. We can talk about Unvault. We can talk about the divot. We are here to support you, John, and Cap. And by the way, you're getting tips now, which is fantastic. And anytime you want to have a chat, I made my living as a live streamer for about 6 or 7 years, and from people tipping me. It was it was before OnlyFans, so I kept my clothes on most of the time. But I once got tipped $12,000 to shave my beard. No joke.
I would shave my beard for 12 grand.
Yeah, I did. I would shave your beard for 12 grand too. But I woke up at the for you, Cap, because I love you, and Ernest and I love the space. Ernest Lee, I'm talking about. And so we are here to talk with you about one of our favorite projects, STK, and our new upcoming platform, Unvault. We're here for you, Cap. We're here for you.
Well, I appreciate it. And yes, Aaron, not a tech virgin, just a real life virgin. A kid. He's not a virgin yet. He's had sex at least twice. He has kids.
I hope 3 times because I have 3 kids, but we'll have my wife on next week and we'll figure it out.
We're off the rails here, but that's what we get. We have tech issues. Thomas will shave his beard for a platinum BZ claw pool. I don't know if I'd shave my beard for that. I would definitely shave it for 12 grand. I would not get a tattoo for 12 grand. However, the tattoo won't go away where the hair will grow back. Aaron, let's get down to business here. Tell us, do you mind doing anything? John can't hear me. Do you mind doing a little bit of intro background for John? And then, if I'm not mistaken, this was project number 1 for like pre-unvaulting becoming a thing. It was project number 1 for Divot, and kind of the origin story for Unvault and all that you and Ernest are building. No?
Yeah. Well, you said no, but the answer is yes. I feel like your no meant yes.
It did.
So yeah, let me give a little bit of background on the Divot in particular, and then bring John Dark in, who is one of the co-founder of STK. So back in 2024, Ernest and I were doing ApeCoin DAO stuff. People might remember that. We were trying to help the DAO and all that kind of stuff. And we formed a partnership I won't go through the origin story of our partnership again, but if people DM me and I'll send you the slideshow. And we decided that we wanted to help not just ApeCoin DAO folks, but just people with NFTs in general. Ernest and I both love NFTs. We've held many. Ernest, Farmer told Ernest yesterday, and I don't know, maybe somebody else can independently verify it, that Ernest Lee, my co-founder of board council and on Vault, is the single largest holder of ApeCoin NFTs. So we'll see if that's true. But anyway, we decided we wanted to help NFT artists and founders. And for my birthday, I think it was in 2024, Ernest Lee hired John Winchell, the other founder and the artist of STK, to do a commission of my ape. And John Winchell had been doing commissions of people's apes and mutants almost since launch of Bored Ape Yacht Club. His art style is absolutely amazing. You can see it in the STK on Ape Chain collection, as well as dolls. And I just said, who is this guy? I need to find out more about him. And I saw that he was preparing a collection called STK, which I didn't know what it stood for, and I still don't know what it stands for. But STK was basically sort of an homage to Garbage Pail Kids, his own version of it. And it's these toys that end up at the dump. They've been discarded. And when you mint one, or now when you buy one on secondary, you're rescuing a toy from the dump. And I thought the art was just phenomenal. And I said to Ernest, I want to work with NFT artists, and I want John Winchell to be the first NFT artist that we help launch their collection. And so for people that have been around for a while, you might remember the STK launch. We were the second largest, we still might be the second largest mint on Ape Chain in terms of, the monies, only behind G's. It was about 180K in USDC. And just the art is phenomenal. I love John Winchell. I love his artwork. Of course, I love John Dark as well. And Ernest and I had an idea for sharing royalties with collections with their holders. And those of us who remember the Gary Gensler days, and even now, yes, we know NFTs aren't securities now, but there are still things that might tip off that Howey test not in your favor. And so Ernest and I started talking about, well, you can't just legally give royalties to your holders. You can't share that without the SEC potentially, knocking down your door with one of those big battering rams. What can you do? Well, you can kind of flip the script a little bit, and you can make it that instead of the collection owning the IP, the collectors, the holders, own the IP and license it back to the collection. And for that licensing deal, they get paid a percentage of the royalties from a certain period of time. And we ended up calling that the divot. I will admit we called it the divvy in the beginning, but it was always spelled DIVIT. And we went to the two Johns, John Dark and John Winchell, and we said, we have this crazy freaking idea. Would you like to do it with us? And they said yes, and we ended up distributing tens of thousands of dollars, which I know doesn't sound, it's not like $3 million in volume, this and that, but we put tens of thousands of dollars USDC into holders' hands within the first month or so. Volume's fallen off a little bit, as it has with many projects after mint and on Ape Chain, but the divot continues. We've done monthly now. It used to be weekly, but STK was and is the first project to set up that divot pool to share royalties, and it's technically and legally a little bit more complex than that, but to share royalties. And now the divot is a patent pending solution that we're opening up a platform for, along with Unvault, and that's where it brings us to STK. And so now if you own STKs, if you own dolls, then each month, and we'll see, we change it once the platform opens up, but every month you will get a percentage of SDK's royalties. And with Unvault, SDK will be on 7 chains very soon after we launch next month. But now we have John Dark sitting there, so that's the introduction for Dark. So now I don't know if he can hear you now, but what question should we ask John Dark?
Well, I was going to give a shout out to big fan of STKs and Coffee with Captain. We got Dwayne in the chat, says credits the show for introducing to STK. Found out about them here on Coffee with Captain way back in the day.
Yes.
But I guess
we love Dwayne.
With for John, I would ask, like, so it's been along for the journey, been along for the ride. First user of Divot, you got fans out there, non-paid promotions, although maybe slightly paid since you're getting a share of that royalty. I'm kidding. I don't think Nikita's going to require that disclosure. But my question for John would be, like, what if there's anything on the background that you had shared that he wanted to fill in any gaps, by all means. But my bigger question is what's John and the STK team, what are they most excited about with the new Unvault, with version 1.0 going live here? I heard a birdie tell me yesterday as early as April. Is it going multi-chain? Is that what's you guys looking forward to with this next phase of Unvault, and anything else that he'd like to share regarding the journey thus far?
All right, Dark, you still not here?
I can hear you, Aaron. I unfortunately can't hear Cap.
Okay,
there.
So I will translate for Cap to you.
Okay. All right.
So Cap says, "Hello, welcome. We love the facial hair. It looks really amazing, and you're looking crisp and clean this morning, John Dark. Is there anything that you would like to add to my story about STK? And with Unvault coming up as soon as April," little birdie told him, but I also said that, this morning as well. What are you excited about for the future of STK, the project itself, and being unvaulted? And lastly, he wants to know if you wrestled that animal head in back of you to death to get the animal head.
That's a lot of good questions there. First of all, thanks for having us on the show. Sorry for the technical difficulties here. It's probably on my end, but yeah, as far as what Aaron was saying there, we're excited about the dolls coming up. He mentioned the divvy on STK. There's also a divvy on the dolls as well. So it's been John Winchell's been drawing since 2023, I think, between STK, then into the dolls, and then he's been drawing for about a year on the different baby traits. So, Aaron, do we want to expand on what that entails, or
yes,
kind of focus on?
And really, this is where Ernest Lee would come in, because he has this mad scientist plan that he's developed for STK along with John and John. We started with the STKs. They're dudes, they look like little doll kids. They're again, I love the art. Then we expanded, and there was always the plan to expand into dolls, where we found another dump, but this is where all the girl dolls go. By the way, each one has an avatar, one for the entire collection that was created by Rita. Thank you, Rita. Thank you very much, Rita, over on other side. So the dolls came about, another great mint. And if you have a doll and an STK, then coming up relatively soon after the launch of Unvault,
I think you should call it the unlaunch.
I think I might have just
Or you
stumbled into
slip there.
something.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah, thank you. So, if you have a couple, you'll be able to get a baby, and the baby is again new original art from John Winchell, but the baby grows up visually, and in addition to growing up visually, you know, with it aging every few weeks or so, there's also this insane madcap like degen program that's going to be put into play sometime after the baby's launch, where the babies get their own divot based on their life choices, which you make, and it's this whole thing which, you know, Ernest has in a little safe, but that's going to be very exciting. But yes, for every SDK and doll you have, you can get a baby in the near future, and you also get a bonus divot for your couples.
Yeah, that's a good overview there, Aaron. And I think, you know, what's different about STK is that we've sort of, to have the babies, of course, you got to have the dolls and the original STK put together. So we've kind of been building for years up to this point, I'd say, to get to the point where we can do this game of life, where the baby grows, and not only does it grow, but there's different revenue streams that will come from that. And like Aaron said, Ernest would be the best to explain it. It sounds complex, but on the user end, it's going to be seamless. So the baby will grow up, go to school, go get a job at some point, can get life insurance. But there's different ways throughout the process that will generate revenue for the holders. So I think it's really interesting, definitely different than anything we've seen. So I'm excited about that, because we've been working on it for years, but just seeing it all come together. And then of course the unvault over to the different chains will be a great thing. So just seeing it all come together to this final process or final stage.
It seems like Camp has another question for you, Dark. Very
sure,
good.
Yeah.
Just to follow up on that, you mentioned, Aaron, I think you're going live with 7 new chains. I'm curious, will SDK, is John planning on moving to all 7 chains? He's going to pick and choose some? I'm just curious, like, is the thought and strategy go as wide as possible, everything that you've turned on, or is it let's systematically launch on one new chain at a time? And there's probably no exactly right answer, especially we talk about experimenting and new stuff here, but I'm just curious from their perspective, how will they be going multi-chain? Will it be all 7 at once? Will it be more of a staggered launch? What's that look like?
It's a good question. And John, do you mind if I take the first 15 seconds of it?
He probably didn't hear the question, so after you take the first 15, you have to relay what it was.
Sure. But are you hearing me now, John? Oh, John might be totally no audio. So
that actually make me feel better. If John's audio just cut out, that would help me troubleshoot, at least eliminate what it might be, because I'm perplexed that he can get your audio and not mine. So no offense. I hope you lost.
While we're figuring that out, let me just say, Ernest and I helped launch STK along with John Dark and John Winchell, and so we definitely try to guide the Johns, give them the best advice that we can. It's a really good question about whether collections should unvault onto every chain at one time or not. My take is yes, collections should unvault to every chain to allow the traders and the collectors on those other chains to see the collection, to trade the collection, and to have the liquidity of those traders on the different chains. We love Ape Chain, we love the apes, but why not allow people on Solana and Base, Abstract, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, ETH Mainnet? Why not let them put their monies into the project to become owners and holders and enjoyers of STK? So for me, I would go on vault on every chain, but I can definitely see projects saying, okay, we're going to unvault to this chain this week and try to concentrate, our firepower on this one chain, try to get into the top 10 perhaps on Solana or something, and then maybe move on to the next chain. It'll be interesting to see what people do with it. We've certainly had clients say we want to go, full on vault from the first day that we allow them to, and other clients saying, one chain. We'll see.
John, what are you thinking? Multi-chain, one chain. What sort of approach are they planning to take with the SDK? Oh, might have lost John on StreamYard, but I do see we got him on Spaces. John, can you hear us on Spaces?
Yes, sir. Much better. I can hear everybody now.
Sweet. So question was, are you with the new Unvault launch, are you planning to go multi-chain and going live on all the chains, all 7 chains? Will you be planning to stagger the launches on other chains? How are you planning to approach the multi-chain, this new multi-chain world?
Yeah, great question. I think we'll go for all of them. We're all in on all chains is what my initial thought is.
Very
take
cool.
advantage of all the different options there.
Good stuff. Well, I apologize this morning for I have no idea what was going on with the audio issues, but I'm glad we could hear you. Glad we got you on today. I'm excited to see this next chapter of Unvault, and I appreciate you all working with Aaron and Ernest to get to this point. I'm not sure. I mean, we need experimentation's a real thing, and while they may have had these great ideas from the jump, I think certainly seeing some things in the wild and having some success stories, some holders that have got portion of thousands of dollars in royalties, big stuff. Is there anything, John? Is there anything we didn't ask you this morning? Anything you were hoping to share about STK or working with Unvault that we haven't asked you yet? Any final thoughts, closing words?
Yeah, I appreciate you having us up. Sorry for the technical difficulties. It may have been on my end, but yeah, as far as working with Aaron and Ernest and, being one of the first projects to launch on 8 chain, it's been a interesting ride, and but we're grateful for our community, grateful to be a part of this, and just look forward to continuing to build and do some of these new things that haven't been done before and see where it takes us.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, looking forward to it as well. We will. I'm sure it won't be the last time we hear from you. But if you haven't yet given Unvault a follow, they're up on stage. Hit John's account while you're up there as well.
Thank you. Cap, do I get a last word?
Yeah, certainly. Go for it. The
Thank
mic
you,
yours,
First of all, you're looking good this morning. For the people only listening, you're missing out because Cap is looking good this morning. I am talking behind my ape. But we started the Divot and SDK launched in late 2024, and it's now early 2026. We're getting ready to launch the official Unvault platform where collections can bring their NFTs. It's not through burning, it's not through migrating, it's not through bridging. It's a lock and unlock system, patent pending, to many different chains and eventually potentially all the chains. And we'll have some news for you in a couple of weeks on that, because we're talking with one new chain that is going to blow people's minds. But we firmly believe in royalties. The experimentation is not helping collections get royalties and helping them share it. The experimentation was, let's get away from royalties a couple of years ago, and we've seen how that experiment's gone. It's been a race down to the bottom. We want to bring back royalties, collections, monies to collections and to people, and we'll be doing that. We're doing it now, but we'll be doing it on a much grander scale once we launch our V1 next month. Thank you, Simple Farmer, for being our lead dev there. And so if anybody is interested in having their collection be part of V1 and to get unvaulted and to get your royalties back, just hit us up on Unvault or me, Aaron Haber. Thank you, Cap.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. Appreciate being here. John, appreciate you joining us. And all the STK fam out there supporting in the chats. Big fans. This is Inside the Vault, brought to you by Unvault. If you want to hear more like give Unvault a follow, give Aaron a follow. Join their spaces on Tuesday and Thursday. Aaron and Ernest both getting not only some updates but also answering any and all questions, and not just founders. Yes, if you're a founder and you're still on an unprotected contract, so if you're on a contract where you're not earning royalties, you're missing out. I mean, we just showed you the royalty report. We got Poppy on stage here, who's Quirkies is generating on average over $1,000 a day in royalties. They did a lot of work, put a lot of time, effort, and resources into migrating to a royalty protected contract back in the day. Aaron and Ernest and the Unvault team have made that easy, not just making it easy to migrate to a royalty protected contract, but also to share those royalties with your holder base, your supporters, and kicking off a real flywheel. So excited for things to go live next month. We'll have Aaron and Ernest back and continue to feature your builders. But even if you're not a founder, if you're a supporter, if you're passionate about a NFT brand, NFT IP, connect the team with Aaron and Ernest and start generating royalties, because it's not just the royalties, it's you're doing good by the collectors. You're helping mitigate against farmers and short-term flippers, and it's not just that these Quirkies and Del Mundos who we both got to hear from today, and in terms of the royalties they're generating, but the number go up, floor price goes up when you have collectors collecting and supporting. And just, we talk about alignment so often. Unvault is the glue behind the scenes that is aligning the brands with the marketplace, with the holders and supporters, and a lot of good can come out of that, both in terms of what the business can build as well as some philanthropic stuff. Shout out to Benny and team for what they're doing there. I think we'll see more and more of that. Again, you can do more good if you're bringing in more revenue. Again, this was Inside the Vault, brought to you by Unvault. We will be back late again next week, highlighting another builder in that ecosystem. We do have Aaron mentioned Simple Farmer, helping him with the dev work over there. We're gonna, on the other side of this break, we're gonna talk a little more about those Pixel Pups, which absolutely cooked all the way up to 0.08, as well as the Anvil, which is live, and K9, which is live. And then we will wrap today's show talking a little bit about this tokenization hearing coming up here at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Quick coffee break, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. But while you're listening to this fine lo-fi jam, go hit the like, subscribe. Go join us on YouTube if you've not yet. That is, we don't have any audio issues there. So if you're frustrated as I am with X and the X audio issues as of late, go hit that YouTube account. Maybe even subscribe to the newsletter. We'll be right back on the other side of this break. Not quick enough today. Hope you enjoyed that segment. Appreciate John and Aaron joining us. No idea about those tech issues. That was a whole new one there. I kind of get the X and StreamYard not communicating properly, but StreamYard to StreamYard is a whole other challenge. Here we go. We talked about the Pixel Pups. We talked about the absolute cook from a free mint. This is what Clutch had to say. Clutch your cheeks. K9 in the Anvil is live. K9 is the dog coin for the Ethereum trenches. It comes out of the culture of the people who stayed through every cycle, holders, traders, collectors, builders who wanted on-chain identity that felt native to them. K9 has live utility inside the Clutch stack. It powers the Pixel Pups markets on Anvil. It's the official token for Clutch Perps and is the token we intend to support across Clutch deployments on ETH mainnet as we keep building. The base market is simple. 1 Pixel Pup equals 1 million K9. Anvil gives Pixel Pups a working on-chain market. Users can buy K9, swap a Pixel Pup for K9, swap K9 for a Pixel Pup, snipe a specific Pixel Pup from the vaulted inventory, borrow against K9, borrow against a Pixel Pup, repay, and recover the NFT stake, and claim Pixel. Where'd I go? I lost my and claim K9 rewards. If you want liquidity, deposit the Pixel Pup into the AMM and receive K9. If you want back into the collection, use K9 to buy from the vault inventory. And if you want a specific pup instead of the next one available, you can pay the higher specific buy fee and snipe the exact NFT you want. If you not want to sell your Pixel Pup, you can borrow against it, lock the NFT as collateral, receive K9, repay later, recover the NFT. If the loan is not repaid by the maturity plus the grace period, the NFT can be liquidated back into the pool by another community member who paid the bounty. If you want to stay long the collection, stake Pixel Pups and Anvil. Stakers earn a share of market fees in K9, so trading activity in the market can flow back to the holders participating in it. Community governance is enabled through the Anvil, and by staking K9, the token, you can vote on and change the fee structure within the Anvil as a community. Why they did it as a self-launch and a free mint instead of a raise. They wanted distribution and usage, not a fundraising event, just the token, the market, and the people who want to use it. This is the point of K9, the Anvil and Clutch markets. You can go to anvil.clutch.market or dex.clutch.market. K9 contract is live. Buy via Uniswap or Anvil UI. More coming. I will pin this up top if you missed it. And then also wanted to share TMA. I think we lost TMA. He was out there earlier. TMA had this to say: yesterday, Pixel Pups launched their NFT collection. Today, K9 and Anvil went live. Each Pixel Pup can be swapped for 1 million K9. Swap between the pup and K9. You can borrow against your pup on the protocol. You can use K9 to swap pups from the team inventory. Token trading at 95K currently, so the NFT price is pretty in line with token value. Be curious to see where this transpires. And kind of like a TLDR is Simple Farmer, who's been in the trenches, taking a little what we saw from Blur Lending and Gandhi and the NFT side, and kind of combining a lot of the DeFi tools into one tech stack here. And market Diablo says, already confused about Pixel Pups and K9, whatever you just said. I confused myself. I didn't do the best job explaining it there, but the like I said, if I could TLDR it, it would be they've combined their NFT, which you get 1 million of the K9 token, and it becomes a productive asset. You can borrow against it. You can trade around. Curious to see what else. I guess G's on Ape did something kind of similar to this, but slightly different. But yeah, the token market's responding. Token up, NFTs way up, and we'll be curious to follow along. I know we had Simple Farmer on here not like I said, kind of semi-stealth how they went into it, but we'll I'm sure we'll be back on in the future. We can do a little deeper dive for anyone that has questions specific for Simple Farmer, but continuing to build, continue to ship over there, and looking forward to see what more comes out of this Anvil project, and Pixel Pups being at the heart of that. If you've not yet ventured over to Anvil, I'll flash it on screen real quick before we talk about this tokenization hearing. The full token utility for any collection, 185 NFTs, 240 million tokens, 1 active market, and 181 total inventory. You can see right now it is just Pixel Pups in there. And you can see if you want this specific Pixel Pup, you can pay 1,025,000 K9. You can collect from the vault. So it's kind of like it's not exactly this, but it's kind of like Gandhi NFT lending meets strategy and that flywheel. You can there's 181 NFTs in the vault. You can pick a specific one that you want, or just go into the liquidity pool itself. But yeah, right now staking APR is 103%, borrow APY is 20%. Yeah, I know I'm not explaining it the best, but I think kind of like taking a page out of NFT strategy meets the Token Works project with the flywheel and how the tokens play into that, kind of combining the DeFi primitives from NFT strategy combined with Gandhi or some of these NFT lending sites combined with Uniswap. I don't know. I'm not doing it justice, but will be interesting to see what transpires. And I've said it before, say it again, man, I wish we had AI. I mean, we had AI, but not, I mean, we obviously had AI. We were talking Botto earlier. But I wish we had the LLMs that we have today. I wish we had those, and I wish we had these tools back in the day in royalty protection, royalty protected contracts. I don't know if we had all these tools back in the day, maybe, just maybe blur farming doesn't even become a thing. Probably does, but maybe not. Before I talk tokenization hearing, I will drop another link up top for this mega cube. Trying to find the correct link here real quick, and then I will pin it up top. But the trying to see when it's minting. I don't know if that's live yet. This is the $1 million top prize. Picture this: multiple drones simultaneously destroying blocks. Every block destroyed can earn cube tokens, collectibles, and Kumbaya ecosystem tokens, plus redacted. You want more than a single operator license. This just fucking Kumbaya Launchpad is joining Megacorp's mission to destroy the cube. Projects launching through Kumbaya can now commit 8% of their token supply into the cube to improve their reach. Every block destroyed can reveal cube tokens, collectibles, and those Kumbaya ecosystem tokens. Get your drone license and your drone to work, and step away while you passively accrue assets on Mega ETH. Before you click the join megacorp.global, let me pin up our ref link to save you 10%. You'll get 10% off the mint price. I think it's going to be minting around 0.025. Appreciate you sharing, Iceman. And the reminder is helpful. Yeah, social experiment kicking off this week. We only have 100 of these ref codes. So if it doesn't work for any reason, let me know. But it's just you're going to use code coffee when you go there, or the link that I'm going to pin up top. There is a 10-question intake assessment to complete. I'd probably get that done prior to the actual mint taking place. But kicking off on Mega ETH, $1 million top prize, and I'd say I can't share more details. I really don't know more details, but it is interesting. I mean, it's real money. There's $1 million up top. They're obviously working with some other ecosystems. They've got the support of Mega ETH, and I don't know more. While I'm kind of confused, I know we threw a lot at you there with Unvault, and then right into Anvil and all that Clutch is building, then right into a social experiment that I can't describe very well either. For CT being dead, there's a heck of a lot of new stuff going on that I'm stumbling talking myself through because it is new. New experimenting from this Cube, from Megacorp to Pixel Pups and buying K9 and selling an NFT. And it's not like DeFi Addict says, staked his Pixel Pup, bought some K9, sold an NFT for K9, and sniped an NFT from the pool as well. Great UI, UX. The tools have leveled up, and not only have the tools leveled up, there is experimenting going on. We got people like Benny from Del Mundo's that's experimenting in the physical realm by melting down some silverware, creating some jewelry that they're auctioning off, and then those proceeds going back to a philanthropic cause that's going to be voted on by the holders. I don't know if there's a philanthropic approach or philanthropic arm to Megacorp. I don't believe so, but they are. I mean, unless I would call myself a charity if they want to give me $1 million. This is the post that's up top. You can click through the link there. It'll take you right to that code coffee, or enter code coffee for that 10% discount. And I think maybe later today, if not tomorrow, I think is when the min is supposed to go live. So be paying attention there. Maybe nothing comes of it other than one person wins $1 million. You may not be you, but just as we talked about, Pixel Pups, not everyone, but most of you listening in probably could have went and minted one of those for free. And even if you weren't going to play around with the anvil and stake your pup and care about the K9, you could have you could sell it for about $200 today. So yeah, and no pressure to chase. Like DW says, didn't mint the Pixel Pup, not going to chase it now. Yeah, we want to with anything here. We want to buy dips and sell rips. Could Pixel Pups go up from here? Sure, it'd be nice. I hope so. But I too am not. I'm not one to want to chase. If I miss a cook, I'll wait for the next one. My point being is there's probably going to be a next one. We've seen a lot of things from in 2026 really pop off. Del Mundo's might have been really the start of that lower priced mint meta where royalties are protected and they're generating revenues. And we've seen it from Del Mundo's to Death and Taxes to Pixel Pups. Like there is a lot happening. It's just you got to be paying attention. And I think what is happening is lower entry prices, whether it's free or close to free. Oftentimes a lower supply, and let the market do well, and then make your money on royalties, which are now or not now, but again, very much a thing. And I'm hopeful, just as we talk about Art Basel attracting some new artists to the space, I'm hopeful that the tech and the ability to protect the royalties will not just attract them to the space, but kind of lock them into the space once they get an experience more of the good, while eliminating some of the bad or mitigating some of the challenges. And more tools are good. It's also good to abstract away all the techie stuff, and the things just work. And I think we're getting pretty close to that. So in closing, final topic here. If anyone else has any thoughts, questions, drop them in the chat. I'll do my best to get anything answered. Stage is still open, but we're into the home stretch here. Here at 10 o'clock, I'm going to let everyone go because I have no idea what a House Financial Services Committee holding a dedicated tokenization hearing. I have no idea what it even means, but I am going to be listening in. And if you don't want to listen in, I will do my best to. I'm probably not going to take notes, but I'll at least pay attention and do my best to share with all of you tomorrow. This is coming 1 week after that landmark SEC and CFTC, that joint ruling, which classified 18 tokens as digital commodities, not securities. Now it's Congress taking a turn. And so what's happening? I don't know. Agenda is future of securities tokenization, legal boundaries for digital commodities, and implications for RWA markets. Maybe we'll incorporate this into our Keeping It Real segment on RWAs tomorrow. Speaking of keeping it real and RWAs, DOMA On Air Episode 2 kicks off today. We got that pinned up top. We'll be going live at 1 p.m. Eastern. I have the pleasure of hosting that DOMA On Air series with the DOMA leadership team, and the owner, Richard Lau, the owner of rides.com, is joining today live. Tune in. We're broadcasting here on X as well as YouTube. And I don't know, maybe I don't know this for a fact. I'm guessing since Richard's joining and going to be talking about rides.com, maybe rides.com might find its way on Doma into DomainFi, and you might be able to get your subdomain cap.rides.com or Uber or cybercab.rides.com. Who knows what subdomains might be a hit with rides.com. I will say, Richard, another one of these domainer OGs, short.com is Richard's X. He's going to be breaking it down on the podcast here later today. So tune in. Looking forward to sharing more there. And speaking of those RWAs, 27 billion. We just hit all-time high. We talked about the hash key in Hong Kong, tokenizing silver. I don't know, but I think we'll probably see some language coming out of this regarding tokenized securities specifically. Maybe custody rolls, yield-bearing instruments. Would be nice to earn yield on these things. I don't know if anything coming out of here will directly impact that Clarity Act or not, but hopefully it's a good news for us today. It is Congress doing a hearing on tokenization the same week this Clarity Act apparently is banning stablecoin yield, and a day after Circle crashes 20%. It's either perfect timing or a perfect mess. I don't know which side I'm netting out on it at this point, but either way, builders across the space can be watching this testimony closely and seeing what Capitol Hill has to say. Diablito says X live. Never see it on the timeline, I don't think. So I pinned up top on the space Doma Protocol. It's just at Doma Protocol is their X account. If you're not following that, go give that a follow. Maybe turn on notifications so you get the reminder. But yeah, you'll see not blue, but you'll see a pink or purple circle around the Doma profile around 1 p.m. Eastern. That's when, and then you just click through to see the video. You also can go hit their YouTube. We'll be live on there as well. But we'll be kicking that off around 1 p.m. Eastern. And as always, we'll be back tomorrow with coffee at 8 a.m. Eastern, 8 to 10. We'll cover trending topics, news of the day, and we'll get everyone. I am gonna tune into this tokenization hearing. So I'll bring, even if I don't write them down, I'll bring my notes in my brain that I capture from this hearing today and get you all updated. We'll get you that TLDR. Hopefully without any audio issues tomorrow, but I'm not making any promises. With that, thanks again for tuning in today. Appreciate all the big time love over in the abstract chat. Appreciate all of our tipors over there. And yes, as soon as we get to 500 subs in YouTube, I think that activates that in the YouTube streets as well. But with that, thanks again for being here. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.